What is up, guys? Jake from One Hive here with another Dawn of Titans video for you guys. And this one we are going to be talking about islands. It was not the video I was planning on making next, but my boy Manny, who has been sort of hanging with me in this game and another game that I was playing, one of my co-leaders, really good guy and really knowledgeable, sort of did a little write-up in our GroupMe chat about islands and sort of how they work, and even taught me some things I didn't know. So I wanted to pass that on to you guys. I thought it'd be good information for people starting out. When you go to your, worldview, whatever, you'll see that a lot of us don't even rock islands, and that's fine if you don't want to. Some do. Some have multiple islands. Just know that islands, they're infinite. That you can never run out of islands. There's always going to be more to find, more to locate. And as you see, when you want the way to do it, the way to get islands, you obviously can steal them from other people, but that's pretty much just going to create a back and forth with you and that person most of the time of trying to keep that island. Just know that if you just go straight north of wherever you're at, you're going to find this little group of unclaimed islands, and they're always going to be there, and they're always going to replenish. They're going to come back to you. But the main thing that I want to talk about today is how those islands level up. Now, you'll see if I click on one of these, I've got 13 of 15, 12 of 15. You'll see I'm looking at that up there where it tells the name of it. 8 of 12, 6 of 12, different levels of islands. Now, the way you can have it sort of generate or spawn higher level islands is to capture that island and delete it. If it's a low level island, if I had let's say this 8 of 12, let's say I don't want that there anymore. I'm going to capture it, and then I'm going to just bring it back and delete it. I'm going to show you how to do that here. You just hit the capture button. But before I do that, I want to sort of remind you guys that you can do this when your shield's up. So right now, if I go back to my home base, you'll see I have a shield up. So no one can attack me. And this is something that, maybe if you're full on resources, or you're low on stones or whatever, you might want to do this when you don't want your shield. You don't want to break your shield. You're waiting for an update, an upgrade to stop so you can start another one, and you've got tons of resources. You can go ahead and do it this way. So when you go in, there's lots of different strategies you can use. What I do a lot is, I use Goliaths. I can't make Goliaths yet, but I do them from the scrolls that I get that I can sort of reuse, and I keep them alive sometimes with gems. Depends on how hard they are. But when you go in, couple things you want to look at. One, the troops that are here. Okay, when you're trying to scout an island that you might want to keep for yourself, the troops that are here are going to be the troops that are there when you own it and when you're trying to defend it. So if you've got a weak set of troops, there's like maybe some militia or these archers or something like that, you might not want to keep that one. It might be too easy for someone else to raid and or take. If you have a really nice setup, like a lot of grenadiers or things like that you you can sort of add to those troops and make it a tough defense, or excuse me, a tough base for someone to hit a well-defended island, that might be something you want to keep and hang on to. Especially once you find, a high enough level one. Now, obviously, every one of these islands, they have different, well, I don't say every one of them, they have different defensive layouts. And the hardest ones are ones like this, where you're somewhat surrounded. Some of them, they just line up right in front of you, more like a garrison, and it's really, really easy to take out. So look for ones that have tougher defensive setups, because that is going to be the same setups that people see when they are attacking you. So just remember that you're going to see the same thing when you're defending as when you're trying to take it, you're trying to attack with it. So this is pretty easy. I mean, obviously it's not a hard thing for me to take over. I just dropped in my my grenadiers. They took everything out in a few swipes, and then my infiltrator cleans up the rest. But that's not the point. The point is, look at the layout, look at the defense. You'll know some are just trickier than others, or just harder than others. Those are the ones you want to grab. Those are the ones you want to keep. So remember that. When you get them, and you say, again, this was one I want to delete, you're going to see it captured and bring back to me. It's going to pop up my thing. I say, no, I don't want this. I'm just trying to clear them out. So new ones generate. Down there on the bottom left, you're going to see that trash can. Just tap on that. It's going to give you a little gold, destroy it. Yep, get rid of it. It's gone. So make sure that you are eliminating the lower level ones and possibly scouting to keep some of the higher level ones that are there. We've talked about the strap remain the same, but when you do grab one and you want to keep it, let's grab one more. I'm going to get rid of it, but let's make sure we go ahead and grab it. Oh, and I wanted to show that my shield is not broken. Obviously, you might have saw that there. Did break my shield, so you can do this with your shield up and not worry about, someone coming and taking all your resources. So let's capture this one once again. We'll sort of do the same thing, couple Goliaths and some Grenadiers. Pull up, see what kind of defensive strategy this has. And this is one that is very, very easy. I've got a lot of these memorized now, but you're somewhat surrounded. But for the most part, all you have to do is take out these on this side, and everything else spawns up north there. So really nothing to worry about. Just send your hero, your Titan up to the top there. Take out those, and then just boom, these things are almost gone. They're going to come up and do a little bit of damage here, but very, very little before they get one more shot off, and they are going to go down. So there's that. But, remember that. Pay attention to it, focus on it. But I wanted to reiterate something that we already touched on, but look at it again. When you do finally find that island that you want, that you claim, don't grab it. You've got this level 15 island or whatever that really puts out some good stuff, has some great defensive troops, and you throw on a level 1 Titan or something like that. That is going to be super easy to defend and super easy to raid. So make sure when you do it, you'll see here, there's the exact same things, militia and pikemen. I do not believe that would be a strong defense, so I would not keep it on it like that. But when you do get one you want to defend, make sure you go in, make sure you put a Titan on it, and make sure you add your troops to it, because it is really going to complement it and make it much harder to grab. Make sure also that, let's say you've got an island that has several Goliaths on it, something like that. Don't be throwing a bunch more Goliaths on it. Use some strategy. You've got some tanks there. Put in some heavy firepower, some Grenadiers, some archers, something like that that's going to fire onto the enemy while they are dealing with those high hit point tanks out front. If you got something with a lot of damage, maybe throw a few tanks out there for them. But hope this helped you sort of understand how islands work and help you sort of start grooming your islands to the point where they're worth having. And again, if someone comes in, takes all your islands, burns them to the ground, don't fret too much. It's going to happen. It is frustrating, but there is an infinite supply just north of you. Hope you guys liked the video. Hope you're having fun with the game. Until next time, Jake from One Hive doing my best to help you guys suck less.